tell people specifically what you do with regards to your agency, and then we'll span out from there.
Of course, no worries. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No, it's not.
Pretty much what I do is there's two things. The premise is just like I help businesses scale, and then they pay me. Like that's the basic level. But if you want to get a wee more on the depths about that, there's my first offer is podcasts. So that's why me and Ollie was on a call beforehand. I was going to help him grow his podcast. But
Will do.
yeah, so yeah, we pretty much just help podcasts. Like build a group podcast with the best content on the planet. We work with the highest people that you can think of, like Darren Lee, Mike Thurston, Rob Lipstead, all these other big guys in the space, and all that was through kind of Darren Lee's media company when I was working with Darren for about 6 months, which was it was a great experience. It opened my eyes to everything on business. So now I built the team. It's me and two other guys, and we just we just kill it right now, which is really good. And then there's another part of the agency where it's like all focused more on the back end side of things, which is like funnels, systems, making products sell, like just growing a business like properly, and like any like coaching or anything along those lines. Like we help do that like very very well. And I also then have a mentorship, so I teach other agency owners how to make more money, how to sign more clients, how to systemize their business, how to build a reliable team, and actually take themselves out of the business and start working on the business and getting some time back while also making a lot more money.
That sounds great. Why did you think that you, what sort of innate ability do you think you had that meant that you thought, right, I can go and do this? Or was it all a case of you were learning on the job and you just sort of said yes before you could, so to speak? I'm not sure who said that, but someone said always say yes, even if you can't do it,
Yeah,
which is very good advice within reason.
it's a very good question. So a wee bit about me backstory is I was a barber for just under 2 years, or just about 2 years. And I was on tech. I was in college learning how to be a barber. That was my trade. And during that time, like everyone was going crazy about like making money online, do this, right? And I was just like, right, fair enough. Um, but then I got my apprenticeship in a barber shop. I did that for just under a year. I think it was about 11 months, full time, which was really really good. It was beneficial. Loved the people in there. It was great crack. But yeah, during that time, I went through a horrible breakup, and I was like, right, I need to improve myself some way, shape, or form, because like I wasn't a very nice person. So I was like, okay, how can I improve myself in the best light possible? I was like, right, start with fitness, because I'm okay with fitness. I was like, start with fitness, get back in shape, get to a certain point where I'd be happy with. So I started doing that, and I started doing like runs for every single day, the 5 and 10K every single day. Did Project 50 3 times without stopping, like just went back to back to back. And then from there, I then went, okay, right, let me try and learn the money side of things now, which was a bullying. Like it's horrible to go through like that when you have nothing, you have no clarity, you have no systems, you have no idea of how you're going to scale or how you're going to fulfill for clients or like you're going to get clients. Like it's I learned all that in real time over the last 2 years. And obviously now it's a lot easier, if we're going to be honest, because everything's pretty much systemized, and it just becomes easier and you have more clarity. But
Yeah.
getting to this point, and to answer your question, it's been a long time coming, and I've been just learning consistently every single day, every single time. It's not like it's not like I woke up one morning and was like, right, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. I have everything figured out. It's not like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you go through the pain, you go through the struggle, you go through the uncertain times, and I've had many uncertain times whenever I left my job, sorry, and then started this business. But yeah, you're always going to learn on the job, even though I'm still learning. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like have a new mentor. I'm learning consistently all the time, no matter what it is. If it's about ads, if it's about systems, if it's about building a good team, building that team culture, building even just culture in general in life and business, and or if it's sales, or if it's just client fulfillment, like even the small shitty things in the back end, like SOPs, all that shit. Like it, you're consistently learning no matter what. You're never going to be like you're never going to have it all figured out, if that makes sense.
No, that makes complete sense.
So the long term vision of Revamp Media is to literally help with as many people as possible. That is like the basic level. Like we can sit here all day, I can run you through it, but pretty much is the help other people become better with their podcast, help them make their life easier, and then from there scale a business. Because then that allows them to do different things. It's different to everyone else, but they individual people. But some people want to spend more time with family. Some people want to just make more money. Some people want to drive that impact. And me and you were talking about impact on our first call. It was all about
Mm.
impact. It's all about purpose. Some people have that. I'm one of them people. Um, and it's different towards everyone. But the long term vision is literally grow as big as possible, help as many people as possible, grow as many businesses as possible, and impact as much lives as possible. That's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd sort of like to sort of emphasize that when we did our call, you were sort of notably very, what would you say, interested in what it was what my goal and my desire and my motivation all sort of impact and why I was doing what I was doing. And I thought that was very interesting and sort of noble of you to be concerned, not concerned, but to be interested in why I was pursuing what I was pursuing. Do you do that because do you think that maybe subconsciously you believe that people that are doing what they're doing for a greater purpose are more likely to remain consistent in what they're doing, and therefore it's a better investment of your time because the people that you may help have a deeper goal? Or do you just think that because, as you said, that sits at the basis of maybe of what you're doing with Revamp, you are interested in people that have similar goals to
Yeah.
you? That was a very convoluted question. I don't know if you
No,
sort of
no,
get it.
no, no, I do understand. It's a great question, bro, honestly. There's two things. So one is company culture, okay? And the second one is just seeing if we can generally help. Like, because there's no point hopping on calls or like saying an offer to you, which I can't help. Do you know what I mean? Like if I don't see your long term vision, if I don't see, your commitment or your dedication or what the purpose is behind you grafting and struggling every single day and putting in this time and effort to essentially grow something that you don't know is going to grow and you don't know is going to exceed because you never do. If I don't see that, one, you're not good for the company culture, and you're probably not going to be with us for longer periods of time, which falls on the second one, which is like building lasting relationships. Business is all about relationships. Like you'll learn this like throughout your journey. Business is all about relationships. It's all about people. Because if you don't have relationships, you don't really have a business. If I'm going to be honest, like you just have like it's just kind of like a what's the word is it's just kind of like a matrix on its own because you're slaving for other people. And it's like, but if you're like have a really good relationship with these people and you're somewhat friends or like you built this really good company culture, it's actually enjoyable to be in the business and work all day every day. Me and Adam, mentorship client, and then also he's a part of the team. We literally sat in Starbucks for about literally from it was 2 p.m. to 6:30, so about 4.5 hours, and we just sat there and worked all day every day yesterday. I mapped out the entire fucking game plan that we have to get the 25K a month this month, and mapped out everything. It's actually insane. Like it really is just insane. But yeah, like having that like having those kind of clients and those type of people and asking those type of questions on like those calls, it's just to see if one, you felt the company culture, and two, I can work with you long term and I can generally
Yeah.
help you. If that makes sense.
And I think that's a perfectly reasonable and necessary answer to have. Right. I was going to say something. I do this thing where I have an idea and then sort of put it to the side, and then I think about what you're saying, and then the idea goes. So I want to start writing things down. So I might actually do it this time, to be honest. So if you see me typing something
Go ahead,
because
bro.
I've got a question and I don't want to forget it, I'm not being rude.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's all good.
Let's go back to let's sort of go back. How old are you at the moment? Would you say you were 23 or something?
Not 20.
20. Oh, you're 20. Oh, okay, so you're really young then. All right, fair play. You did the hairdressing, and you said you went through a breakup, and then you said that something along the lines of you weren't being a very nice person, or you didn't like who you'd become. What do you
Yeah.
think caused that, and what was going on then?
The lack of God in my life.
The lack of
God.
God.
Yeah.
That's a bit, okay, cool. Right. Tell me, because that was one of the questions that you sent over. You said, someone said, how does your faith impact Elizabeth? So let's go. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. So I want to get into this. Okay. Did you go to, or go really, let's go granular. Did you go to like a religious school or anything?
Not,
Like a, no.
not even that. Not even. I'll tell you a story. Family has been religious. Family's always been religious. But obviously, when you go through that teenage years, you drawn away from God because you don't. It's not like you don't believe in Him or anything of that sort. It's just like it's not. It's not like it's not. What's the
Not
word I'm looking
cool.
for? Important? Not even cool. It's just not important to you at that time. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't resonate with what you go through. It doesn't resonate with kind of your long term vision or goal because at 14, 15, 16, you probably don't have a long term goal. If I'm going to be honest, because that's just the way it is, really. But then it's just like as I've went through that breakup, it just I was like, right, I need to become better in every way, shape, or form. Do you know what I mean? Like I really do because I wasn't a nice person. Like I wasn't eating healthy, I wasn't training, I wasn't going to the gym, I wasn't running. I was very nasty to people around me. I was always angry. I was lost, put it that way. Like I was so lost at that moment in time. But then obviously family support system, having this bigger purpose that I have now, and then also going through all that pain and suffering, all running every single day. Like that's kind of I don't want to say suppressed, but it helped like me grow as a person, as an individual. And obviously it's like still not perfect. Obviously, like I'm not perfect, but I'm always going to try and consistently improve and just be ultimately better in every way than I was before. And I've definitely done that for sure. But now it's just like I see someone else in the future that I want to become, which is someone that is even more dedicated than I am right now, have an even bigger purpose and goal and mission in life, and is help as many people as possible during that mission, and just be like really dialed on not even the outcome, but the input that I need to do to achieve whatever outcome I want to achieve. Like, don't focus on the outcome though. Focus on the inputs that I can do to reach that outcome, because it just changes your entire perspective. You start to actually enjoy what you're doing instead of just like grindlessly hoping this will like these inputs that you're doing is going to work out to achieve this outcome. It's like stop focusing on that. Focus on the inputs. Enjoy the inputs. Get better every single day, and become the best person that you can be with these inputs. Whether that's fitness, eating well, lifestyle, friends, relationships, money, business, whatever it may be. But it's the same thing over and over again, no matter what aspect of life. Does that make sense? And God,
Yeah.
like going through all those hard times, God has been a pillar for everything I've ever done. And I talked about this in our video too. If anyone watching wants to go watch that, but it's just kind of talking about how you have God in your life and how you deal with certain things. Whether it's like being judged, getting hated on. It could be literally anything in business as well. Like how do you actually deal with money? Is money bad? All these kind of things. All these things that people say, but you know, yeah. Just to go back to it, God has literally transformed my life in the best way possible. Like, well, I wouldn't be here without him.
That's very powerful. There's a lot to go into there. So the first thing that I would say is I thought, well, you're absolutely spot on when you said if you don't enjoy the journey, then you're going to struggle because the that moment of achievement is an exceptionally fleeting and temporary sensation that if you sort of hang your hat and pin your hopes on acquiring that and experiencing that sensation, you're going to be left disappointed and disheartened because as much as it may be intense, it's going to be transient and it's going to disappear quite quickly. So you have to cultivate or pick a goal that will allow you to enjoy the graft and the minutiae detail. You don't have to enjoy all of it. You probably shouldn't enjoy all of it because maybe it's I don't actually think it's possible to do anything in life that you enjoy the entire sort of
Process.
landscape or spectrum or process. Yeah, I think there's always going to be even if it's 1 or 2%, there's always going to be something that isn't as desirable. So I thought that was really interesting that you reached that conclusion. And the second thing that I'd like to go into a bit more is when you were talking about how you felt angry. Was that before or after the breakup? Was the breakup quite a catalyst in you experiencing that?
I've always like been angry. Like, and I'm ginger, I'm Irish, so like it's gonna happen. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Typical
yeah,
stereotype. But no, like when I was younger, yeah, I was a very angry kid. Yeah, I was when I was younger, and obviously, like growing up, I'm not even angry anymore half the time. Like I don't let anything bother me now, and that's like that shows for the growth that has happened in my life. It's just like anything that
absolutely.
happens now really in my life that's good, bad, um, or has made me frustrated in any way, shape, or form. I really just try and pray. Like I'll just give myself 30 seconds and just pray something and just ask for clarity in my mind and peace and calm in my heart. And usually that's just a trick.
Yeah, praying is such an interesting sort of phenomenon. What does it mean to pray? Why do we pray? What is it that we're trying to? Because the straw man argument is that people pray, it's sort of in a sort of manifestation-esque way. That's what prayer is. It's the religious version of manifestation, and not even manifestation. The straw man, superficial manifestation that people use to berate the concept. Like, oh, I just wish I had the Ferrari, and then, but I agree. Prayer. I don't know if we can I, to what degree can I go to, can I think about it on the spot? Because I haven't really thought about it properly before.
Well,
But yeah,
l- l-
prayer.
well,
I don't.
when I was going to say, let me give you my idea of what prayer is. It's two things. Prayer is getting close to God, like building that relationship with God, and you're not always asking for something. Just kind of being there and just being thankful for everything that He's done for you. Like think about this, right? Everything you see, everything you've ever done, everything you've ever touched, everything you've ever eaten, it could have been your demise. Like you could have been dead. Like you could die literally from buying different things, but you don't. That like how can you not be thankful for that?
Yeah,
Everything you see out there, every time you smile, every time you laugh, every time you have a moment, say for example with your girlfriend or like your family or whatever it may be, like those precious moments that you have with like people around you, be thankful for that because again, you could be wiped out like that. Not to like one of my friends, he literally died in a car crash the other day, like last week, and
wow,
he died in a car crash. He was sick. He was 21, like turning 21. And then also his wee cousin, Kian, he was 16. And they got wiped out like that from a car crash. Like, it's like how can you not appreciate life when something like that can happen instantly? Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I really don't get it. It's like, life is so precious. And it's so, like, that's why I'm trying to make the most of it. And I think,
yeah,
sorry to get off topic, but I think going back to prayer, it's like getting close to God and just being thankful for the things that you have and the things that you don't have as well. Like it's like, sure you don't have them things, but it's okay. It's fine. It's like really, what will that do for your life? Do you know what I mean? Like if you're talking about that Ferrari, let's say for example, it's like if you don't have any purpose or fulfillment or anything else in life of meaning, um, then that Ferrari is just going to be worthless to you in like 2 3 weeks after you like used it. Like it's not going to mean anything. But if you say for example, if you're like you work your balls off and you have this purpose that you're driving towards, and then that is a byproduct of that purpose, you're going to enjoy that so much more. But you're not going to focus and put all your happiness within that. That's what God is for me. It's like anytime, like think about fucking money and all this shit, like, and you can go out and do expensive things. You can buy this, you can go travel here and do this, whatever it may be. It's like, it's nothing compared to God and just being in that presence. Like, cause it's actually changed my life. And sorry to go way off topic there, but that's
no, no, not
where,
at all. That's yeah. I really relate, and I agree with everything you've said. And obviously, we're in a sort of epidemic now of meaninglessness, and
yeah,
particularly among young people. And there are a plethora of reasons as to why that may be. But you you can't really argue with the fact that clearly meaning is necessary and inevitable aspect of life, or the pursuit of meaning, because because if it wasn't, then you wouldn't have millions of people around the world who are crying out for some meaning in their life. If we were just capable of going, I don't need meaning in life, it's fine, I'll just do whatever I want, I'll be nihilistic, we are capable of doing that. But what tends to happen is when people act like that, is their lives get far more worse and they
Yeah,
experience far more internal psychological pain. So, I mean, the meaning crisis and the need for meaning is an exceptionally sort of complicated and vast topic. But clearly there's something going on there. Clearly meaning is something that we all need, and there are a variety of ways of finding it. And the alternative to meaning isn't sort of blissful, responsibility-less paradise. It looks like it's something like intrinsically sufferable and undesirable life. And because you could look at your life and go, when you were a barber, and go, I'm a barber, you know, I
yeah,
turn up to work. It's not a hard job. I'm pretty good at it. I chat to people. I have a good time. I don't need to feel, I can just go on my life, and there shouldn't be any in me that is crying out for more or yearning for more. And maybe for some people, less of a desire for an intense sensation of meaning that obviously that you do. And I would say fair play to them, because actually it's quite a high risk, possibly potentially high reward mentality, or not even mentality, because that implies that there's a choice. I don't think
yeah,
there is a choice. I think if you're one of those people who is longing for meaning, that's just in you. And who knows what that is? Maybe there's probably a variety of different things going on.
yeah.
But
Let me touch on that. I think you do have a choice. Everything in life's a choice.
okay,
Like, and not to seem like I don't
no, I get
right.
you.
Like you get what I mean, but it's like anything you do, you have a choice to do that thing or not. And again, anything you do will have a reaction to that. So, if you sit around all day and you play video games, or let's say, for example, you eat junk food, what's going to happen of that? You're going to get lazy or you're going to get fat. One of the two. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. That's what's going to happen. Um, and if you say about, not having the choice to have meaning at the start, bro. Like I was the same as everyone else. You described me perfectly. Like during that there sentence that you said about barbering, I didn't have meaning. Like I didn't really yearn for meaning because I was so comfortable in my life. But then
Mm,
obviously that switch that happened, like it wasn't instant meaning that I wanted. It wasn't that. It was like, okay, how can I become better? I want to become better. How can I become better? And then I went, right, let's break it down. Get better fitness first. That's my first objective. That's my first goal.
mm,
So get better fitness. So I put myself every single day. I made the choice to get up and go do a run, eat well, hit the gym, whatever it may be. That was my choice to do so, because the pain outweighed the pain of me feeling like a bum and feeling, lost, weighed the fact that the pain of the struggle every single day of doing the 5 or 10K, or like a gym, whatever it may be. But it is a choice, 100%. Like everything is a choice. Like the reason why like people feel anxiety, because I used to feel anxiety, I used to have depression, right? I was like, right, this is it's literally a choice. If I'm going to be honest, like this might fucking offend a lot of people, but it's like I realize a choice to look at your life. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life? Like, you're probably going to work, do a job that you really, really don't like. You probably hang around with people who gossip all the time, who put negative energy and like spirits around you, and then you probably eat shit food when you come home from that work. Or, if you work at McDonald's, say, for example, you're eating McDonald's all the time, or a KFC or fucking a Chinese, whatever it may be. You probably don't run. You probably don't go to the gym. You probably don't have the good friends around you to support you and, say to you, okay, you can achieve this. When do you go and try that? You don't have that support system. You don't have God. And then all these other things then come into play. Like, if you don't have all that, you're literally nothing. Like, you're just this here empty vessel that's just walking the planet, and then you're getting attacked by fucking depression, anxiety, because all you're doing is sitting around thinking about things that don't matter. But if you have that kind of driving purpose and you try and build that, then all your anxiety and depression goes out the window. Because that's what happened with me. And like I'm a testament to that. it's happened for many other people that I know as well within my group. It's like all that's been eradicated, especially when they came closer with God and started like making a decision to change their life, and that's how they got rid of their anxiety and their depression.